Hey, what's up, everyone? So today we're going to talk about patience, and I am the perfect person to talk about patience because for many years I had no patience whatsoever. If I didn't have things at that exact moment, I would kick and scream and pound on the ground, and I was horrible at patience, and it was bad. I was literally like a man child, and patience was definitely not in my wheelhouse or my repertoire, right? So in saying that, I want to explain to you guys about the importance of patience. So even though I know I look 18, I get it, but I'm 46 years old, and through my life, patience has been a virtue, even though I didn't see it until later in life, right? So I used to be extremely impatient because I wanted things now. You know, I used to work a normal job from the time I was like 12, 13. I had my first job, and whether it was, and I wanted more money now. But there would always be people around me that had more money. And I guess in life, there's, you're never going to be the guy at the top, at least for most of us, right? So in saying that, just do your best, and you have to understand that everything is a learning experience, and things that happen to you are going to teach you life lessons, and in those life lessons you're going to learn for the next time. But you can't get experience without experience. It's impossible, right? Literally impossible. So, sorry, sneezing. So in saying that, patience is a virtue, and you don't realize that what you're going through now, whether it's friendship, romantic relationship, business, whatever it is, you're going to learn from that, and that's only going to benefit you for the next journey, right? So we've all had friends that were in our lives at one point in time. We were super close, and then for one reason or another, there was a fallout, and we're just not friends anymore, right? But you have to understand that those friendships are in your life to, be there during those times. But people grow in different directions, and people grow, and sometimes we grow in different directions, right? So be patient with your friendships, right? You never want to lose good people in your lives. Sometimes it's inevitable. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, right? But everybody goes through hard times, right? And good times. But when your friends are going through hard times, maybe they get a little distant, be patient with them, right? Sometimes we get hangry. Sometimes we're just having a bad day. Be patient with your friends that have been there for you for so many years, right? Sometimes it's not just a bad day. Sometimes it's a bad week or a bad month, right? So just remember that, to be patient with your friendships. Romance is a different thing, right? We think with our heart, not with our brain. So remember to be patient with your significant other, whether that's your husband or wife, or your partner, or your situationship, whatever that is, right? Just remember to be patient. We've all had multiple relationships in the past. One thing that I've learned that's really stuck with me recently, has been really important, is don't dismiss what your partner is saying, right? A lot of times, you talk about the same thing over and over. I know I've had relationships where, my significant other or partner has said, hey, I want to talk about this. And I'm like, you want to talk about it again? Like, we already talked about this 10, 15, 20 times already, right? But obviously it's still bugging them. So don't dismiss what they're saying. You really need to sit, even if it's for the 100th time, you need to be patient, and you need to sit and listen to what they're saying. Because if they're continuing to bring it up, obviously the issue is not fixed, and you either need to fix it or you're going to lose that relationship. I can tell you, it's really important. If your partner or significant other is constantly, saying the same thing, and it's not being addressed, and you're just like, yeah, whatever, you have to remember, it's death by 1,000 paper cuts, right? It's going to be little by little that you're not listening, you're dismissing, or whatever. You're not being patient with your partner, and they're going to end up leaving, right? It's just the name of the game. You got to hear what your partner's saying, and you really got to take in, you really have to understand what they're trying to say, and that takes a lot of patience, right? Business is a different animal. I'm great at business, horrible at relationships. Those of you that don't know, not that I'm bad at relationships in a bad way, just business takes over, and unfortunately I treat my personal relationships like business relationships. So that's something that I'm working on. But moving forward to business relationships, you have to understand you're gonna fail a million times before you succeed. These people that maybe succeed early in their early 20s now, and you see YouTube fame and all that stuff, that's just not common. It's not even semi-common. It's rare. It takes, somebody that's maybe great at YouTube but also got lucky, or a combination of both. You have to remember their journey is their journey, and you need to be patient and understand that your journey is your journey, and you can't compare your timeline to being successful or where you want to go in professional life to where everybody else has been and where they're going or how fast they got there. You just can't. You have to be patient. You have to understand that some businesses that you try and do aren't going to work out. You have to be okay with that, right? You have to understand that some side hustles that you want to do are not going to work out, right? I have a friend, and I won't say his or her name, but I have 10 acres of land listed. I've had listed for about a year, and the economy has just been like this, right? I've had some builders that were extremely important. We were getting ready to go into contract, and the recession hit. Anyways, so him or her calls me and says, I want to talk to you about that land. I want to do luxury fourplexes, and it doesn't make sense in today's world. Luxury fourplexes, it just doesn't make sense from a economical standpoint. But I was very patient, and I wanted to listen to my friend who also is in the industry, and I wanted to hear them out, and I didn't want to dismiss what they were saying, right? So I listened, and at the end they were like, what do you think? And I was like, well, I think it's obsolete idea as to where we are in today's world, but I wanted to hear you out. So here's what I recommend to you. Give me a business plan. I will look at it. I will give it to a friend of mine who does commercial budgets for one of the biggest multifamily developers here in Vegas, and I will at least get you a phone call, right? And you don't want to dismiss someone's dreams or just kind of be like whatever, right? So you really want to hear them out, be patient with your business and your business relationships. It's really important, and you have to understand things are not going to happen overnight. Things take time. It just doesn't happen. I mean, not even MGM or Caesars or Pepsi or McDonald's, none of these companies just became billion-dollar companies overnight. It takes years of grinding and branding and everything, right? So be patient in your life, be happy, understand things take time, and if things do take off right away, good for you. Be even happier, and sometimes the stars align and it gets you there a lot faster, but most of the time it's not like that, right? So just be patient in your friendships, in your personal relationships, and in your business, and understand that things will happen when they're supposed to happen. And one thing I want to also touch on is that you're going to realize that when things do happen, whether it's one of those three areas, you're going to realize, wow, I'm really glad I went through that relationship, that bad relationship that taught me how to communicate or taught me how to listen or taught me, because now I'm in this new relationship, which is way better. And if I wouldn't have went through that and learned to listen and communicate, then I wouldn't have been in such a better place now. Or same thing with your business relationship, right? If I wouldn't have went through those failed businesses, then I wouldn't have learned all those lessons to help me in my current business, which is now going to take off because now you have all this knowledge, right? So just remember, things are going to happen when they're supposed to happen. And me, I'm so impatient. I'll talk about the same thing a million times in a row to friends and family. Like, I don't understand why, and I still can't figure it out. I'm always overthinking. But that's me just not being patient and not understanding that there really is, something better for me in one of those three aspects, right? You just have to learn. It's just what it is. You may not see it today. You may not see it 6 months or a year from now, but you're going to see it 2 years or 3 years from now. You're going to really realize, wow, I'm glad that I went through those experiences, and I'm glad I was patient and just continued on my journey. So I hope this helps you guys out. I know it was a long video today, but I hope this helps you guys out, because patience is something that I've actually struggled with probably 95% of my life. I was always impatient as a child, young adult, going into my professional career, and up until literally recently. So hope this helps you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.